So why am I looking for the next NVIDIA? Well, it's because NVIDIA over the last 10 years has grown over 7,000%. If you go back to last November, it has been as high as a 9,000% growth. So I recognized back in 2019 when I read Amy Webb's book on the Big Nine that the data was going to drive the world and artificial intelligence was going to be a part of it. And so I recognized the people that were getting the data were Amazon, Microsoft, the big six. And then I realized that the key to it was somebody's got to process that data. And that's when I first learned about NVIDIA and NVIDIA's dominance in GPU chips. And so now what I'm saying is, okay, who's going to be the next NVIDIA? What's the small stock or the unknown stock right now that can give me another 9,000% return? And that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to walk you through the process that I went through to find the next NVIDIA.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
What prompted me to do this was an email I got from William. William is a member of our tribe. He comes to our Friday meeting, and he basically sent me a video on a guy who was talking about how do you find the next stock in the world that fits what you're looking for, and creating a process of elimination. And what he pointed me to was to go to Spider's ETFs and go to their semiconductor holdings and then evaluate each of those holdings against a standard that you feel is appropriate. And my standard was NVIDIA. How did they progress? How long have they been in it? What kind of returns do they get? What kind of gross margins? What is their market cap? And then just basically eliminate out of the 39 and get down to those who potentially could be the next NVIDIA. So let me take you to the Excel spreadsheet that I created and walk you through my process and show you how I brought those 39 stocks down to 5 so that I could find the next NVIDIA. Take a look at this. Okay, this is the Excel spreadsheet that I built, and as I've told you before, they have a feature that allows you to populate the price, the PE, the market cap, when it was found, things of that nature. So this is the 39 stocks in the Spider ETF semiconductors. And I went through a elimination process of who is the next NVIDIA. And as you see, NVIDIA is down here. They are the largest market cap. And then you also have advanced micro devices. You have Broadcom. You have Intel. You have NVIDIA, Qualcomm, and Texas Instruments. And basically what I said was, these are the leaders. I'm not going to get exponential growth out of them. I will continue to more than likely to get growth. And the only one of those that I own is NVIDIA. And so what I'm saying is, who is the next NVIDIA? So I've eliminated these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from my next NVIDIA. The next thing I did was say, who has been around for a long time and hasn't gotten it right yet? And that's the green ones, as I say here, haven't been able to get it done. And so what I did was then go in and plug in their founding date. And if I see they've been around for 30 years and they are not a recognizable name, I eliminated them. And so you see I've eliminated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm bringing my list down. Then I go and say, okay, who on this list has made no profits? And that's depicted by the gray. And I came up with the PE ratio, which Microsoft automatically plugged in, and I eliminated 2 of them there. So our list is getting smaller. Then I said, I put in what went in, and I had to dig this up on Seeking Alpha. What is their gross margin? And as you can see, all of them do quite well. They mark their product up quite handsomely, and it looks like maybe a low of 40 and a high of, NVIDIA's at 65, and here we have CEVA at 86. Then what I said is the last 4 years have been tough years. This is the time they had to go through the coronavirus. And so what was their revenue compounded rate of return? In other words, have they been able to maintain those revenues over the last 4 years? And so I then plugged that in, and I said, okay, I'm going to eliminate any of them whose revenue compounded return has not been over 20%. And again, I used NVIDIA as my example. They're at 23. I want somebody that's at least achieved what they've achieved, and if not greater. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 more. So we're now down to who's going to be the next NVIDIA. That leaves us 5 stocks that could be, in my estimation, the next NVIDIA. And Credo, 25% 4-year revenue growth. And then we have Monolithic, 20%. Navaris, 93%. That looks pretty stout. And that's NVIDIA. And then we have Sit Time, and they're up. They are showing 27% continual growth over the last 4 years. So that brings us down to who's the next NVIDIA. So now what I'm going to do is dig into those 5 companies individually. And my status will be, I'll be going to their websites. I'll be looking at their latest news articles. I'll be reading what Seeking Alpha tells me about them. And then I'm going to bring it down to probably 1 or 2 that I will actually buy and put in my portfolio. Okay, so where do I go from here? I've got my 5 stocks, my 5 potential NVIDIAs. I now need to do what I believe is important. I need to understand the management. I need to understand who runs each of these companies. As I have said many times in my process of elimination, I look for the people running the companies as much as their profit and their market cap and their gross margins, because it comes down to, you're not buying a stock, you're buying a company, and you're buying the company's management. So that's my next step. What am I going to, and I'm going to bring those 5 stocks down to at the most 2, and then I'm going to add them to my portfolio. So here's my deal for you. I have a Discord. And on that Discord, at a $10 a month level, I share my portfolio. I show you what I own. I show you when I buy and I sell. I even alert you, if you want, on my buys and sells. So I'm going to say, go to the link to the Patreon, to our Discord, sign up for the $10 a month level, and I'll share what I buy and what I sell on a regular basis. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this process that I've created onto the Excel spreadsheet, and I'm going to do it more and more. I'm going to do it for defense. I'm going to do it for energy. I'm going to do it for my genome sequencing and genome editing. And I'm going to try to duplicate those successes of the past. All right? That's my deal for you. Go to the link in the description, and I probably will get this done in the next week, and we'll probably put up who our next NVIDIA is. Hope this works for you. I hope it works for me as well, because there's three elements that we have. We want to make better investment decisions. We want to understand our tax code so that we can keep more of what we make. And we want to build family wealth. Hit the subscribe button. Go find the link to our Discord. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow.